venue space is so difficult, so we gotta show the love, man.
Okay, I've seen this player matchup a couple times before. I think they've traded sets back and forth. This is JoJoDaHoBo, as we all know.
Yes.
And Sophie, who is a, I believe, SOA Steve player. And Sophie, kind of like OPZ, is kind of nasty with the tech at times.
I remember Sophie showed up to the first time at one of our con tournaments and just started like bopping people. We're like, you should come out to other tournaments, right? And so they've got here far for a reason. They're fighting against one of our best in the PNW, being JoJoDaHoBo here. Now, there's going to be a lot more to this match. You do have disjoints. You do have like kind of the speed to maneuver around the blocks. A lot more projectiles too.
Yeah, this matchup is always a little tricky because Toon does a very good job at getting those early percents and stuff like that, but there are times where like when you try to get a kill, you need specifically a kill confirm, and if you got one block behind you and you get outside those kill confirm ranges, it's really hard for Toon to get straight hits.
Yeah, it kind of falls on linearity at the end, right? He has to really commit hard to a lot of the moves, especially when you have bomb in hand. It kind of gives away the intention, right?
Yeah, you can't like grab or anything like that when you have bomb, so if you just hold shield and stuff like that, it like makes it so although you like don't necessarily get an advantage off it, you don't get hit either. But that updraft barely able to get that kill. I thought Steve wins.
I also got fooled by that one too. But yeah, I think because of the nature of just like conditioning with projectiles, you probably see Jonas, besides getting that kill right there, might commit to like pushing your opponent to kind of to the edge of the stage and getting like ledge traps.
Definitely. You need to have the lead in this matchup because if Steve starts sitting at the block wall, it's really hard for Toon projectiles to get through those things and stuff like that. So you have to chip away at them with like F tilt or like your aerials and things like that. So JoJo in a very good position being up at this percents and stock.
Yeah, and neutralizing the threat of like the block down smash using the bomb too. So in this matchup, it seems that he wants a bomb almost all the time.
Yes. Because bomb is also really good at breaking the wall, and you can do tricky stuff like use the Z drop, and then you're able to hit with a fair, and then catch them off guard, throw the bomb, hit him again.
Still living from that back air. Not many can tell the tale living from a back air like that.
So true. Steve's back air is so weird because there's like two hitboxes, like two launch boxes on it. One that's like sends you horizontal, one sends you vertical, and if you DI wrong, you just it's sent to like nowhere. Yeah,
the knockback move is insane. But speaking of knockback, we already got Jonas on his next stock here. Let's see if he's able to steal. He's still staying pretty stuck there to Sophie's side here. 126 on their end.
Oh, okay, potential for an opening. Parries one hit of the up B, and the up tilt is fast enough to get a starter off that.
I am actually perplexed about how he got a parry, and the frame advantage was not in his favor.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, let's see the option. Oh, okay, up tilt up air is not going to kill at this percent. Now, here's the hard part with the matchup, as I was saying. JoJoDaHoBo needs to find a straight kill right now. That Z-drop bomb up air is not going to work in this situation. We need to find like a fair. We need to find like an up B. We need to find like a raw up air or something
maybe
like that.
a Zair as well, too.
Yeah, Zair tech chase.
I want to see how the interaction is with up air and anvil. Oh, whoa. Okay, all right.
Okay, I lied.
JoJo's been in the lab, I think, a little bit.
Sorry, sir. I didn't know you were in Dexter's laboratory. I didn't know you had that on you. Although that does make sense. These two have played a very good amount at this point, so they've probably like figured out a lot of like the player matchup stup, and a lot of it's just like fighting character-specific counterplay like that.
Okay, across stage. Yeah, JoJo's DI has been so on point. Yeah, it just seems like he has a lot of matchup knowledge compared to like the last match we saw here too.
Yeah, perfectly going to that corner. Ooh, okay, with punish. That's a good thing about Toon. You have a lot up B. No.
Ooh, he waited. I like the wait. Yeah.
Yeah. Sophie was a little bit too far out for the up B anyway, so that was a very good call.
I think keeping, well, I was gonna say keeping the stock, past tense.
Yes.
But also keeping stage control is a lot more important.
Ooh, wait. Okay, a little bit off. So, but the issue now is the fair is a little bit stale, so we need like 2 or 3 more hits before we can get.
There it is. Yeah.
Nope. Good DI. Good DI tip. The first time, the DI got crossed up on the first stock. This time, Sophie is ready to DI that properly, and that's going to be really tough with JoJo if he's not able to find a straight hit soon.
Yeah, we talked about how deep this game is. People can also live a lot longer because they know how to do it now, right?
There is a diamond on deck, so if JoJo does lose neutral again, there's a high percentage that once this diamond tool is gone, it's just going to be diamond for the rest of the game. Oh,
wait.
Damage. Set down.
Damage.
Anvil.
Oh, about to say, like, yeah. Anvil can take early stocks here, especially when you have rage. You don't want to give him space, too. You don't want to get diamond.
Oh, that was the stock. That was up to him to block cancel backer, I think.
And as we blink, the match is getting run away with Sophie taking take the lead.
Ooh, crap. Oh, that's a super bad angle. Let's see how we can make it back.
Yo.
What the?
Bomb explodes.
This is a crazy scramble for a shot.
Yeah, this is looking extremely intense. And he's just throwing. He's standing there menacingly, throwing out throws.
The thing with JoJo is JoJo plays extremely safe in these last hits. JoJo was not afraid to throw like 7 more projectiles before the game ends instead of like trying to risk it all for the grab. Lingering late hit up air. Yeah, that move lasts like 30 frames.
Yeah, it lasts, and it's entirely too long, but just long enough there for JoJo to get a stock here. And yeah, just like you mentioned, JoJo is so good at being like very calm and collected in those last hit scramble situations. And I think that comes with just years of experience of playing Smash. It also gets our certain players in our region, like JDV, like Ryan. Just, man, I am so impressed with JoJo's ability to not let them run away. I think any other player would have folded.
Yeah, I've seen so many sets where like JoJo like gets like a pivot grab or something that would kill at like 150%, and JoJo throws like 20 more projectiles and stuff like that, and they're at like 220, and then gets a kill with like a back air or something like that.
I think it's the mentality of like the kill will come to me.
Yeah, JoJo's like, I'm so confident that eventually like they're going to like mess up at some point, and I'm going to punish by high speed, which is like very commendable as a player.
It takes nerves of steel. Not everybody's built for it.
Exactly. Oh, also the F throw. There's like some Toon like up throw combos he labbed a while back. So I was wondering maybe like 0% it doesn't work.
Yeah, I've never seen that as well.
Yeah.
Maybe not ready to bring it out quite yet. Okay, the first up B at his shield too.
Yeah,
Tax a lot of damage on top of it.
Yeah, it's not often that a character can punish Steve jabbing the shield or up tilting the shield, but like having knowledge of like parry into up B being fast enough is really good to have to stop the match.
Having a launch pad option to punish a lot of non-committal stuff like that is always good. And all right, Sophie is just keeps smacking it back off stage.
They're just trading blows. It's like they're playing tennis. Ooh, okay, there's the whiff grab.
Ooh, but you know, we think of another sport here. Kind of like sumo, you get pushed out of the ring here as we're seeing Sophie take that first stock.
Yeah, what's so interesting to me is like seeing like Sophie like now in this game has not been trying to set up the block walls as much. It's just like going straight into the face of like
a lot more aggro.
Yeah, especially like picking like Hollow Bastion and things like that. You'd think like people would try to set up the block wall underneath that platform with the house. But like Sophie's just saying, I can scrap better than you in these situations.
And I don't hate it either. I think that we saw early on he tried to go for like the classic like, all right, sit back and grind for like material, and it didn't really work out in their favor. I think JoJo was just too privy to that, and just why he was able to win that game. So now I think the aggro style, it makes it in between with getting some resources, works a lot better.
The hot cold is insanely good, especially that like Sophie's has almost leaped JoJo at this point, and JoJo is still trying to find the first kill. Goes to a fair instead of an up air. Not going to be able to find a spot, but we're going to try to look for like F tilt or something like that. Yep. Give up those grabs. That's how you end up like losing another stock and extending it. We're getting a little too fishy, but sometimes you catch the big one.
Yeah, definitely caught the big one there. JoJo looking privy right now, 114%. Let's see if he can crawl back here with some damage. He's shown it in the past here, but
oh, something happened with the switch.
No. Yeah, I think it's overheating because of the weather, man.
Is it going to? I think the game would pause in that situation, right? So it should be okay?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's all up to the TOs on this point. Unfortunate stuff here. You know, that's why the Switch 2 has an extra cooling unit to it.
That's true, that's true. This is Switch 2 propaganda at this point, you know.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It does happen sometimes. Hopefully we can play it honestly out from here on, though. No one wants to restart the game against Steve. Yeah. I'm just going to say how it is. That's true.
The mental stack, just like resetting, is like infinitely in the favor.
It's just exhausting. Like one thing people forget is the stamina that you need to have to play in tournament, and Steve is such a good character at draining that from a player.
Yeah, bracket stamina is huge, especially like if you're playing like a character like that is mostly just adapting to like players and stuff like that. Like you have a very solid game plan. Like Steve has like the universal plan you do against most people. It changes in a couple matchups, stuff like that. You dedicate all of your stamina in the match to adapting to the opponent. The opponent's going, okay, which setup is here, which one is here. They're starting to actually just do universal funny stuff like they dash attack over shock me or stuff like that. And like as you're saying, that's physically draining for a lot of people.
Yeah, like Steve plays like no other character in the game too. Like in a lot of matchups, you can sometimes rely on an autopilot or something like that in the laudatory sense, right? But I feel like you have to be a lot more locked in with a character like Steve. So we'll see how it kind of ends up going. You know, we did like see the aggro, like the aggression coming out from Sophie as well. It was working fairly well. Meanwhile, Jonas on his end here, he's been able to get a lot more clean with like his double bomb setups here. Yeah. He's throwing bombs a lot more up because it kind of like prevents like the vertical space for Steve to jump. Because like if I can say one thing about Steve, like yeah, his short hop is just it's not the best, right? Like everything else is pretty nice. Yeah, but we're back at it.
Okay, back at it. Oh, nice, catches that. Going for the wave bounce side B to catch that air dodge. I'll try to bomb into the stage and up B. I like the creative idea, but Sophie not really good. A direct punish.
Yeah, Jonas has lived like way more than any other player against Steve I've ever seen.
You know what this reminds me of? Like when Jonas throws the bomb at the wall. It's like Angry Birds. No, you like break through. Zombie is like the pig. That's me starting the level.
Whatever.
Okay, good up B. Setting off to the side. And we're setting the bomb straight up.
I never thought about that. Yeah, that's a good point. It is very much Angry Bird style here. Sophie still holding on to their stock at 124% here. As I say that, JoJo has to prove me wrong. He evens it up here. Let's see how we kind of end it. He puts a bomb on the platform. He has a bomb in hand as well. Yeah, he's never without a bomb in hand.
Keep that thing on him. That is going to be a semi-decent situation for JoJo as you're able to catch his air dodges. Yeah, that's a big thing with JoJo's. If he knows that he can't get like a direct combo, a lot of the time he'll wait and see if he can catch an option afterwards, like a panic one.
And we've been in the same situation where both these guys can just go for blow for blow.
Ooh, wave bounce. Ooh, not able to get the fair. Out out Sophie. Ooh, drops the shield again, but they're just trading blows back and forth, as you're saying. Both of these players are not afraid to swing out of disadvantage against each other.
Sophie, they are crawling this one back here. As I say that, takes the lead.
Ooh, wait, dangerous situation.
Ooh, yeah, she's looking for a kill either with Anvil or up smash here. We might see the nil into up smash like we've seen before.
We can list like half the move set and it'll probably kill at this point, or set up for a kill.
For sure.
Ooh, okay. Not able to get the up tilt and the up smash or anything like that. Toon Link a little bit harder to combo than the other characters, especially with Toon Link's frame 2 air dodge.
Oh, so close, but able to find the mark with the Anvil here. We still got a lot more games to play, so we'll take our time. And we'll see how we disperse the neurons. We talked about the stamina here in this matchup. I think JoJo's been, you know, hopefully he doesn't feel like he's exhausted after that whole switch debacle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's always tough. Like when you have to like mentally reset, like in between the sets, in between not even the sets, like the game because it was pausing kind of thing. Like a lot of people, when you like play this game for long enough, that's gonna happen to you kind of thing. And it's like it's always like being able to lock back in whenever that screen shows back up.
Well, we got to lock in here for the next game between these two, going on to small battlefield. Now, we won't have the extensions to go to the top platform as opposed to like regular battlefield using the blocks and whatnot here. So yeah. I'm curious to see how it goes. It's still going to be very beneficial for Steve, though.
Yeah, I'm wondering about some of like how like Sophie is positioning the corner. Like there, you saw like Sophie just went to the corner and started mining. Didn't even put up a block wall or anything like that. So I wonder if Sophie's just going, I'm just going to trade reversal situations with you the entire game like we've been seeing previously, and mine is just going to do more damage over time. Yeah,
weaving in like the chance to get your win con to hopefully win the set might prove fruitful. We'll see how as time goes by.
Okay, we're on stone at this time. I think we probably like a little under halfway to diamond from what I'm counting, but good punish. Yeah.
Still living, wow.
Yeah, that's the difference between having like stone versus like having something like iron or diamond. That would like clean take the stock there.
We're back off stage, gonna place the blocks as well.
Nice
and
tech.
Gets the tech. Oh my god, but you know what? It's just a matter of time. Sophie, she steals the first stock, does have resources also in hand as well. It's up to Jonas to just basically put the pedal to the metal, man.
Definitely. Oh, well, speaking of pedal to the metal, sometimes we have some like some accidents on the side of the road. You know, it's nothing, flat tire, and then we're just gonna be sent off.
Sometimes the block betrays you.
That's true. Oh, Apple. Oh. Wait. Okay, we have jump. Okay, I thought Joe just lost his jump for a second. It was a little scary. Yeah, what do you think about how Sophie's playing the neutral against like JoJo? I feel like Sophie's just been getting like hits and then like in response like being negative on hit, just like swinging back.
Yeah, that's a good thing to recognize too. Is like being negative on hit is such a thing. Is that you really have to play the game in phases, knowing when it's time to like get these extensions and know what time to wait.
Mm-hmm. Okay, bomb in hand again. Story of the set so far, but getting carried off that minecart's a little bit scary. Able to mash out just in time. And ooh, okay, I like that run all the way through up tilt kind of thing, trying to anticipate the run off the platform, but it was a little bit slower.
The patience is working out. The S smash does catch JoJo right there. JoJo has had pretty favorable interactions with the Anvil going later into the set here too. I'm curious if he's able to kind of like get Sophie into a sharking situation like this. I want to see him challenge the Anvil with up air.
To clank it out.
Especially when he has low percent too.
Yeah, it's a little scary, but like if you like feel full confidence in it that you're able to get the upper out before the Anvil and stuff like that, that could be a very sneaky way to steal a stock off on a raw hit. Ooh, okay. Double jumps there, so not able to get a direct punish on that Zair. But bomb fair is going to be a little bit off, but second one, if at the first you don't succeed, try again, you know?
Absolutely, yeah. Looking pretty right now. JoJo only got 67%. He can definitely crawl this one back. As I say that, the extension is looking immaculate.
Wait a second. For that like interesting start, now JoJo is playing with a lot more gusto and hitting these and perfectly equalizing it at this time. That would have been raw.
That would have been sick. Yeah, Jonas, you know about us?
Okay, let's see how we're gonna do. Try to look for a Zaire tech chase situation. I like this idea, Loki, but that double jump barely gonna save you from that TNT. Only take a small up air instead. Footstool, interesting.
Yeah, I like it. Kind of fades back with the back air, kind of like fake an aerial.
No, you're dead.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
that's guaranteed. Yeah. When you get trapped by that minecart, it's on the Steve in that position to hit or miss that with how close it started and engaged.
I think it's a great example of like how the mental stat can really affect you. Like you're looking for so many options, and then sometimes you just get clipped by the minecart, and Steve has all the time in the world to confirm off of it.
Definitely. Oh, JoJo counter pick though. Ready for dice? You know this?
Sonic Colors.
Yep, you got it. You got it.
I was at the concert, man. Taiza, you were there too? Yes, sir.
Did you go together? Or were you
I
just
think
both
we were
on
all
the
there.
sets?
All a bunch of Smash like FTC people
Oh, you
were
were at
there.
every concert. I was at the auto concert on Thursday and stuff like that. We can talk about that in between the sets.
Yes, it was so good.
So good.
All right,
Speaking of concerts, we're getting an encore right now with this game 4.
yeah, let's see how good this ends up being here between these two. Great opening from JoJo so far, putting 29% on it.
Yeah, the thing with Steve is like 29% is completely fine for Steve to take at this point because if you are confident with his extensions, you can even out pretty fast. And like all this is just information for Sophie.
He throws the boomerang, yeah. And now we're seeing the difference, right, in terms of just throwing the boomerang just to give you space to pull the bomb.
It's very interesting how like Sophie's like scrapping game and just like being constantly aggro is like in comparison to like the attempt at like trying to play the camping game on the first one, and it's definitely paying dividends at this time.
Yeah, it's definitely different from a lot of Steves in general. I would say Sophie's like playstyle is pretty unique, but it's still optimal at the same like breath.
But that was a fat conversion, not able to stick the stock though.
Ability.
When you're a character specialist for like what feels like almost a decade with a character, like
More,
it shows.
yeah, more than a decade for sure.
Like Smash 4 actually, yeah, true, into Smash Ultimate. Oh, that down smash a little bit off, but I like the idea attempt. Okay, tool broke. There's no pickaxe at this time, so that fair is just gonna be the fist. It's gonna be a little bit of a smaller hitbox, and it's not going to kill JoJo at any point.
This is definitely the time to, I think, go in and also bait out a throw. JoJo is just 3 steps ahead of Sophie, I feel, at this point, but stock still hasn't disappeared.
Oh, let Sophie craft. So now the pickaxe is back. We're able to use that destroyed tool that's incredibly important for Steve to clank out and beat hitboxes in this matchup.
Sophie, she's starting to abuse the blocks in terms of like teching them to live just a little bit longer. She is on borrowed time and she's on 179.
Yeah, I like how she like resorted back to using the blocks at times too. Like you don't need to like spam it as the only option, but it's very important to have that hot cold mix up, especially against like a character like Toon Link when you're at 186. Like you put a block behind you, it's really hard for Toon Link to find a direct kill on you.
Okay, we have like full stack resources there on Sophie's side as well.
That back air is gonna kill at that percent, by the way. Usually you don't. When you see a Toon Link back air kill, you know that it's JoJoDaHoBo playing. I have not seen it from any other character.
There it is. Up
Nice.
B out of shield. Just have to wait for an unspaced back here coming out from Sophie's end too.
Okay. Sophie's gonna be fighting back. That boomerang is actually
Boomerang
huge.
came in so clutch. He still got diamond, however.
Yeah, she got the diamond, but a little extra percent is something that we'll always take, especially like against a character like Steve when you're Toon Link.
Yeah, going back to the old game plan there,
Big
try
damage.
to mine.
Oh, this is big damage. This is really good for JoJo. Able to break the crafting table too, so it's going to consume some resources from Sophie if she decides to put it back up. Ooh, wait. Okay, and I thought he was going to get something crazy with like up toss bombs, like up air or something like that off that boomerang.
Yeah, we're seeing Sophie definitely give up a lot of aggression here. I'm not sure what the change of mindset is, especially when we have a smaller stage, but you fall into my loving F smash right there. Sophie even up the stock count, but JoJo hasn't really faltered in his game plan at all.
Okay, I like that. Instead of going for the up tilt up air, even though it would like get a lot of percents, trying to save it for a kill potential right now.
Ooh, the cross up, wow.
Oh, okay, try to go for Tomahawk up tilt. Instead, you're going to take a Steve up tilt trade. Not an insane combo, not going to take like 70% or something like that, but it's a start. It's what we need.
Yeah, nothing lethal.
Is that no pickaxe? Yeah, that's just a fist right now. So we got the sword and the axe and then no pickaxe. So it's gonna. This is exactly what JoJo wants to go aggro.
I think that's green light, right? We have to like be on Sophie before she's able to get the resources to get diamond or like a better tool.
Yeah, and you can see Sophie swinging fair too, even though like there's no pickaxe in hand. It just seems like kind of like a standard like a spam option kind of thing to like try to get tuning off. But see, like that back air is not a pickaxe. It's gonna get hit.
And she still has diamond hand. She uses the invincibility off the angel platform just to go straight for it.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think Sophie should be doing in this situation to try to claw back into this?
I mean, I was liking the aggression she was put on. She is being a little more aggressive on this last stock, but is it a little too late? I'm not sure. We'll see how it kind of pans out.
Yeah, I feel like JoJo's like defensive game has just gotten a lot better. Just like recognizing how to like wall out Sophie's like aggro kind of thing. Because a lot of the time JoJo is getting hit for swinging first, and if JoJo just doesn't swing first and they just like those pestering bombs to stop crafting and stuff, it's huge.
Okay, yeah. Well, honestly, we're getting to a big scramble moment here, especially on this last stock here. Sophie's having trouble getting alchemy, and she goes back to mining. Has gold in hand here, enhancing the side B. Let's see if he gets caught one more time. He did get caught on one of the early games.
We're looking for F smash. Sophie's like had gotten 2 for 2 so far. That's 2 for 3.
She broke the pickaxe.
Yeah,
though.
the pickaxe gone again. We've been using the pickaxe too much, I think. Like all the extra mining, and like sure it's very good for getting materials and stuff like that, but you've been needing that fair and that bear to bat back Toon Link. I know JoJo recognizes, oh wait, this is my turn to go.
Yeah, Jonah's just peppering a lot more bombs as well. Sophie able to get Diamond one more time here. Great defense, but it only lasts for so long. We are on the last stock. Sophie has all the ability to make this up.
Yeah, and I think JoJo's going to play pretty chill though, because like looking at the timer, like it's probably not going to go to timeout, but JoJo knows that he can have an advantage there. But that starter is going to be a little scary.
It is getting very scary here as Sophie is evening up the percent as we talk.
Okay, nice. I think JoJo's game plan here, if I had to guess, is going to be something like wait for that pickaxe to break again or something like that, or just try to like capitalize and find an up tilt up air kind of thing. Because it's too hard to hit like a bomb ring fair at this point in time against how Sophie's playing. I lied.
But he's able to find the bomb confirmed, which means we're going to go into a last game between these two. I was also thinking like he potentially could wait for an unspaced aerial into up B as we saw earlier. But I know like when you have Diamond, which she didn't have quite yet, like the frame data does change a little bit on the pickaxe, well, on the back here side. So I don't know. I think JoJo's been really cognizant of like what game states are at present in terms of what resources Sophie does have. Yeah. And on the other end, Sophie's game plan has been kind of wavering. We've been going back and forth between being aggro and then like leaning on just being a little bit more campy and defensive. But you can't always do that, especially when you consider the stage.
Yeah, I think we have to be very cognizant about how that last situation ended. It was a bomb fair, but it hit because Sophie was DIing in, like still trying to hold in and play aggressive and stuff like that. So JoJo has all that information now and has the momentum on his side from winning the last 2, I believe. So we're going to see who is going to carry it out on PS2 on this big stage. Good for both these characters. Yeah,
I think this will determine a lot here. So you're going to have to play it out to the best of their ability.
Is that it? No, that's Steve. That's Steve. You make it back. You make it back.
Who
are we kidding? Who are we kidding?
Yeah. We don't be worried about anything.
/ creative mode / fly. Okay.
Mario Paint character.
Okay, but Sophie is able to get some good starters and stuff like that. Even when you have wood tools, being able to spit out like 72% in like the first like 30 seconds is pretty good.
I think the thing I'm most impressed is that she is able to capitalize on so many of her toolkit despite what materials she does have.
It's like very much like crafting like the confirms based on the options available. Oh, my card loses to back air? That's interesting to know. I thought it would armor through.
Just one block this time.
Yeah, one block, but we can sneak through with the arrow. I like JoJo's usage of like the projectiles and the tools.
He's able to thread the needle like time and time again.
It's raining bombs in the heavens from this Toon Link. You just send them in to hit the block or just like stop a craft. But that minecart's gonna clear kill from the other side of the stage for sure.
I think it's how you handle this too. If you're gonna fight fire with fire, having the enhanced minecart is a way to bully through.
True. Like Sophie hasn't been doing a lot of like ride through with the minecarts recently. She's just been a lot of like sending them out kind of thing or doing them out of corner. So maybe that might be a surprise burst option that Sophie's been holding on to within this game 5. Ooh. Using a lot of iron right now with these Rift Anvils and minecarts. Gotta be very careful about that when you're playing Steve, because the minute you start losing all your iron, your disadvantage becomes actually like a little bit like abusable.
Oh yeah, try to like F smash for F smash. Didn't quite work out here, but both characters are gonna reset neutral here. Mining so close to danger. I love the confidence from Sophie.
Yeah. Sophie's like going for those hard callouts and like not afraid of like JoJo throwing like a straight up smash or F smash or something like that. So sure, I'm gonna mine here, and if I do get hit, it's not gonna be that bad. But this is so bad for JoJo.
It really is. Yeah, when you're down this much against Steve, it's pretty difficult.
Yeah, like in the past at the start of the game, I thought like Snake with a lead was hard. Steve with a lead,
it's a whole different beast.
So difficult to come back.
It's probably one of the hardest like game situations you can be in.
Oh, that's an air dodge away, but you still have a jump. Okay, not getting blocked off. But how do we fight back in this spot? You're gonna have to get like some crazy advantage states in like a juggle situation if I was JoJo, something like that. But it's tough because the stone walls are making it so that it lives through a projectile, and Sophie's just free to chill for like the 4 minutes and 28 seconds. It feels like.
Yeah, she has like not really a reason to kind of really engage either, and like the more time that Jonas spends on picking bombs gives more like credence for Sophie to mine.
Exactly, and like if your bombs aren't killing, like they're only getting like 20% stuff like that. It's like it's a start, but like the trade reward is so good for Sophie, who's about to get diamond soon, if I'm counting correctly.
Yeah, just because of how the stock situation is, the value of your toolkit starts to diminish a little bit as time goes. Unless JoJo can bring it back, he can swing back in his favor. He is a pendulum player.
This is true. JoJo has come back from insane like deficits before from whenever I watch him. Sometimes he just becomes untouchable, but that back air coming out instead of fair is so unfortunate. It probably wouldn't have killed, but it would have put Steve in a really good, like really bad position for JoJo. Ooh, bomb.
It's one of those situations where you kind of evolve past being a good player. You have to be a great player in the situation. And I like it. JoJo is maneuvering. He's doing a lot of like full hops just to goad Sophie into a situation. But there it is, the back air. Sophie will be defeating Jonas in a situation, setting Jonas down into losers. And Sophie moving on. And Sophie with a pop-off too. Yeah, that was a long, hard-fought battle, especially with the whole switch situation.
Yeah, I believe JoJo has gotten the better of Sophie the last few times, so that makes sense why there was like a pop-off from what I've seen and watched and stuff like that.
I mean, Jonas is a very respectable player. A lot of people want a gun for him, and you know he kind of like I want to put this right. I don't want to say he deserves it, but there's a lot of respect on him, right? Like he's one to challenge, right? To rise above, and Sophie does rise above in the situation.
Yeah, like Jonas is like one of those like consistently PR stuff like that. Like doesn't really ever get like super huge. Well, doesn't really get super huge upset recently, kind of things like that. So like able to get a good win on like a character player who is like known for being like an iron fortress of like discipline and stuff like that is very, very good.
Yeah, and it's one of those games where both players played well. Right, it was just a matter of like those small adjustments and realizing what's going to work in those like situations. Especially like we see the bomb confirms and also just the ability to kind of like use those burst options like you mentioned. But it all comes down to one. Sophie does take it. Like I said, the pop off is absolutely well deserved. Let's go indeed. And Bad Beaches.
That was winners quarters too, so that's pretty far into the bracket. So I imagine Sophie had to make an upset on somebody else to make it there. So I can.
Yeah,
cool.
Sophie making a tear here at Bad Beaches, and we're coming, we're coming to like I think the halfway point of our tournament, or like